T2 Biosystems stock, TTOO. Again, daily videos here on TTOO stock. So if you do appreciate daily videos on this specific stock, go ahead and drop a like, hit that subscribe button. I do post videos, multiple videos every single day here, but down 18% again today, you guys. It's been a rough week. I'd say last rough like 7 trading days or so. We take a look at the chart really quickly for TTOO, and down, like I said, 14% again today, 28 cents. And it was just on August 15th. We're looking at 14 days ago, 2 weeks ago, TTO was at 61 cents. And if you take a look at the last year, that was a very big milestone considering it was on a downward trend for literally like 6 months straight. It was at a downward trend, and then it was climbing back up to 61 cents. Essentially, it was climbing on the speculation that there was going to be an FDA clearance for one of the flagship products of the Ttoo Biosystems sepsis diagnostic products that they offer, right? And again, we haven't gotten that clearance yet. I've been talking about this in some videos recently about how I think like just the overall lack of clarity. I guess you can't ask for clarity from the FDA, like they move at their own time zone or timeline. But just I think people finding out about T2, finding about the products, thinking that there's going to be an FDA clearance and then it actually not happening, I think is just causing some concern. And obviously there is some selling pressure happening, I think, with Ttoo Biosystems. And as again, with any stock that's trading under $1, there's going to be volatility here. And also with any stock trading under $1, there's going to be a ton of FUD and a ton of people that are bullish, right? Both sides of the spectrum. It's just how this works, especially in this day and age with Twitter and YouTube. For this example, YouTube video specifically, people are fudders and people are bulls, right? So it comes with the territory. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. If you do believe and you do like what Ttoo Biosystems is doing as a company, then the fudder should not bother you at all. But let's get into this update. We can see here T2 trading 9th most heavily traded stock on the market again today, which, I mean, it's been in the top 20 for like 2.5 months straight. I'd say at least 2 months straight it's been in the top 20, but down 18%, you guys, again today. It's rough times. I think there's people that are continuing to DCA and continuing to add to their position or maybe get a position in T2 Biosystems at these current price points. But again, it's at your own discretion, and it's also, I think, you should be doing your own research before getting a position in a penny stock under 30 cents, under $1, honestly. You should really be doing your due diligence on your own as well. But let's get into this. I just want to go over a series of tweets. So this is a super interesting one. Super interesting one. And shout out to Chicago Rojas one on Twitter. Again, shout out to this Twitter user here, because he found this, and I just honestly didn't know anything about this. But TTOO, if I read this right, I can wait another week. Plus, it's more time. I can buy more. Either way, I'll keep loading until we get FDA approval or clearance, whatever you guys want to call it. So you can see your listings for CDRH, substantially equivalent to 510Ks, are normally available at about the 5th of each month for the prior month. So see the links on the left side of the page. You find a monthly listing of 510Ks cleared. So that's what the 510K is. The requires device manufacturers who must register. So they already filed the 510K, and we're waiting for that 510K clearance. That's exactly what we're waiting for here with Ttoo Biosystems. And they're talking about available at the 5th of each month. So we're talking about sometime next week. I think that's going to be next week. That'll be Tuesday of next week. We're talking about a possible announcement then, right? So we're talking about a little over 1 week ago from me recording this video that could happen. I'm gonna retweet this just if you follow me on Twitter to you guys can be aware of this. Again, shout out to Chicago Rojas. Very interesting bit of information there. This is also a screenshot. I don't know what platform this is on, but I guess someone asked John Spurzil, who is again the CEO of T2, says, all the faith in you to get this a company over $1 organically. Retail investors don't understand the patience it takes for FDA clearance. Many are losing their minds over mid-August projection. Understand it's not up to you. Hoping no reverse split that will be the nail in the coffin. Thank you for the message. I appreciate your support. Best regards, John. So, like I've talked about before, T2 has until November 20th, I believe. Oh, yeah, you can see a tweet here. You can hold off to November 20th, get your facts straight. So, there doesn't need to be a reverse split until November 20th. So, that's about, we're talking about 2 months little less, or actually, sorry, 3 months, little more than 3 months um, from me recording this video. All September, all of October, and then pretty much all of November here for Ttoo to get back above $1 now. Um, this user here is saying the reverse split would put the nail in the coffin, and I feel like for a lot of holders of Ttoo, no one wants a reverse split. Like if you have a position in Ttoo and you're bullish and you're happy with your position, you don't want a reverse split, right? You just straight up don't. And I think like when it was at 61 cents at this time, what is that, August 15th? I mean, it really did look prime right at this time. Even when it dropped down here, right? There was some profit selling, obviously, from 61 to 52, and then it climbed back up to 56. And at that point, it seemed really, really prime opportunity for Ttoo to climb back above $1 organically. Obviously, it's down quite a bit from then. So I think, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, we're seeing a ton of people worried, freaking out over the mid-August projection, like this user asked John Spursel, right? Many are losing their minds over mid-August projection. So here we are at the end of August. We are like 2 more days of August, and this is where we're at. So keep all this in mind, you guys. Keep all of this in mind. It's very, very important and useful information when you're making a decision about to hold or to sell a stock. Obviously, if you're selling now, you're obviously down on your investment. Doesn't make sense at all to sell now, in my opinion. You just got to weather the storm. And then here, this is obviously bullish. I mentioned this yesterday. This is a follow-up tweet as well. Just with the CDC implementing these programs in hospitals to make sepsis treatment and sepsis diagnosis an absolute priority. You can see here, that's why CDC is calling on all U.S. hospitals to have a hot sepsis program, raise the bar on sepsis care by incorporating these 7 core elements. We talked about it in yesterday's video. It coincides absolutely perfectly with possible FDA clearance for Ttoo Biosystems, hopefully very soon on the horizon, maybe even as soon as September 5th or sometime shortly after September 5th. So I just feel like, in my opinion, it's important to stay patient in these times. Especially you're holding a penny stock under $1. You're holding a stock under $1 anyways, and you most likely bought this stock under $1. So you have to understand the timelines for these types of things and things like that. So let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about Ttoo currently. All I ask is drop a like, hit that subscribe button. As always, have a great day.